Up to this point, you have explored governance, people, places, and information. Now you arrive at the thread that ties all of those domains together: risk. Under the Australian Protective Security Policy Framework, security is never about blind compliance. It is about understanding risk and making informed, defensible decisions. This lecture shifts your mindset from "are we compliant?" to "do we understand and manage our risk?" Once you make this shift, PSPF stops feeling like a policy framework and starts feeling like a practical decision-making tool. Many security frameworks fail because they become checkbox exercises. Controls are implemented because they are required, not because they are understood. PSPF deliberately avoids this trap. It places risk at the center so that controls exist for a reason, not just because a document says so. For you, this means your job is not to memorize the requirements. Your job is to understand threats, impact, and trade-offs, and then help leaders make informed choices. This is what separates effective security from performative security. Risk under PSPF starts with three simple but powerful questions. First, what threats could realistically affect your organization? These may be cyber threats, insider actions, physical intrusion, or supply chain disruption. Second, what vulnerabilities exist that those threats could exploit? Vulnerabilities may be technical, procedural, or human. Third, what would the impact be if those threats succeeded? Impact is measured in terms of service disruption, harm to people, loss of trust, or damage to national interest. For you, understanding this triad helps you explain risk clearly and calmly without exaggeration or fear. PSPF expects security risk assessments to be structured, repeatable, and aligned with organizational objectives. A good risk assessment does not try to predict everything. Instead, it focuses on credible scenarios and realistic consequences. Under PSPF, risk assessments are used to justify controls, prioritize investment, and inform leadership decisions. They are living artifacts, not documents written once and forgotten. For you, this means risk assessments become a communication tool as much as a technical exercise. One of the most misunderstood concepts in security is risk acceptance. PSPF recognizes that not all risks can or should be eliminated. Some risks are accepted because mitigation would be disproportionate, too costly, or operationally damaging. Risk acceptance is not failure. It is a conscious, informed decision made at the right level of authority. For you, this reinforces that mature security is about honesty and transparency, not perfection. Not all risks should be handled by security teams alone. PSPF expects significant risk to be escalated to leaders who have the authority to accept, transfer, or mitigate them. This ensures accountability and shared ownership. Escalation is not about avoiding responsibility. It is about ensuring decisions are made where business, public, and national considerations can be weighed together. For you, this means learning when to advise and when to escalate. One of the most practical aspects of PSPF risk management is balance. Security that makes systems unusable will be bypassed. Security that is too expensive may never be implemented. Security that is too weak will fail. PSPF expects organizations to balance usability, cost, and protection based on risk. This balance is what makes security sustainable over time. For you, this means security conversations should always include operational reality, not just technical ideals. Every control under PSPF should trace back to a risk. If you cannot explain why a control exists, it is probably not well understood or well governed. When controls are clearly linked to risk, they gain credibility. They are easier to defend, maintain, and adapt. For you, this is a powerful professional skill. Being able to explain why builds trust with leaders and stakeholders. PSPF places strong emphasis on documentation, not for bureaucracy but for accountability. Documented risk assessments, decisions, and acceptances allow organizations to demonstrate that choices were informed and reasonable. This is especially important in government and regulated environments, where decisions may be reviewed long after they are made. For you, documentation protects both the organization and the people making decisions. Defensible decisions are not about avoiding blame. They are about showing that decisions were made thoughtfully, based on available information and aligned with risk appetite. PSPF supports this by encouraging clarity, transparency, and consistency. For you, this means security leadership is as much about judgment and communication as it is about technical skill. By now, you should be able to explain security controls as responses to risk, not as arbitrary requirements. This ability transforms how you work. You move from enforcing rules to enabling informed choices. Whether you work in operations, architecture, consulting, or leadership, this risk-based mindset is what allows you to operate confidently in complex environments. By the end of this lecture, you should clearly see why PSPF treats risk as the foundation of protective security. Risk connects governance, people, places, and information into a single decision-making framework. It allows security to remain relevant, flexible, and defensible as threats evolve. In the next lecture, you will explore applying PSPF in real organizations, where risk-based thinking moves from theory into everyday practice. If this lecture helped you see security through the lens of risk rather than compliance, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share your thoughts or examples in the comments. Your engagement helps others learn how to explain, not just what controls exist, but why they matter.